logically we should go into the money bill and the family of related bills. Financial bills. Financial, A, B. Finance bill. Appropriation bill. You know, each one is important for the exam. So let's see the definition, procedure and the rest. See, as far as bills go, how many types of bills can you see? One is the ordinary bill, another is the money bill, third one is the constitution amendment bill. These are the three. Other than that, you know, you created Telangana. How did you do it? Article 3. Get the permission of the president, check with the state concerned, you know, let them express their opinion through a resolution in the state legislative, body. That's another type. Ordinary bill is one type. Money bill, financial bills 1 and 2, A and B, amending the constitution. Within the amendment of the constitution, there is something that goes to the states, there is something that's entirely the job of the parliament. Yeah? You know, please remember one thing. I'm saying a lot of things. If you go and check with the people in the Labasna, chances are they won't know this much. So for God's sake, don't think everything that I'm teaching is needed for you to land there, even in the highest rank. You follow your own path. That is the solid path. I am here, you know, to support your flight. Yeah? Never for a second think, oh, I don't know this. Be proud of what you know. Why are you reminding yourself all the time, I don't know this, I don't know that? Who knows all this? I've been teaching for God knows how long. Therefore, I've acquired details. You know, young people like you of your age, you are expected to know, as far as my subject goes, 10-15% of what I teach. But the gold and the diamond is your confidence. You know, I'll sort of make it. That will show you the path. And this will assist you. Yeah? Okay. Now, so these are the variety of bills that you can see. Today we are focusing on money bill and the related bills. Money bill. You know, at a very simplistic level, a money bill involves money. Oh, big discovery. What is this money bill involves money? Show me a bill that doesn't involve money. Every bill, almost every bill, does involve some money. After all, government is working. You have to pay salary to someone to execute it. That's money. So that is about, you know, as vague an answer as you can possibly think of. Let's get to the technicalities, because I remember maybe 2019 there was a real hard question on contingency fund of India. It's process of passage, not the substance of it. Process of passage. I'll come to that. That was really tough. Really tough. Must have been given by the someone who is in charge of contingency fund. No less. So we'll get there. So if you look into the constitution, the definition of money bill is in 110. The process of passage is split into 3 articles: 109, 111, 117. They give lots of details as to how you push it into the parliament, how do you bring in the president, all that. The role of speaker in some sense. But we'll come to that. Yesterday we had some first look into that. Now today, detailed look, money bill. So there are about 8 provisions, not all of them deal with money bill, speaker, this, that. So yesterday I had shown you, this is money bill. And yesterday I told you that money bill should have only this, nothing else. If you have anything, this plus something, then you are entering 117. About that also, we are going to have a discussion. Did it ever come in the exam? Of course. Can it come next year? Of course. Because you see, the people who set your papers are pretty eminent people. Their mind is pretty open mind. Money bill is in the headlines, all that. Bonds and all that. So in 110 what you are told is, if a bill has exclusive content from 110 and nothing more, nothing less, you call it a money bill. Bill related to taxation, impose the tax, regulate the tax, reduce the tax, alter the tax, this, that, taxation related. Another, government borrows, government wants to borrow, for example, fiscal responsibility, and the parliament says, no, you can't borrow beyond this level. Borrowing, government wants to borrow, and parliament wants to limit that. To limit that, you need to pass a bill to limit the power of the government to borrow, and that, for an example, is a money bill. Money bill also is one where the government's borrowing powers are, the substance of the bill. Borrowing, government's borrowing power. Point number 2. Point number 3, consolidated contingency public account. Putting money there, money bill. Drawing money from there, money bill. Then you will ask me, how can you, today there is contingency, parliament is not there, there are 30,000 rupees there, 30,000 crore there, and I have to draw, how can I pass a money bill? There was a bill passed way back, decades back. It said that bill got passed. That was a money bill, in which it is said that whenever there is a contingency fund of India being tapped into by the president, he can do it through a authorized government functionary, etc. So it's odd if there is a contingency and if you have to pass a money bill to draw money from contingency fund of India. The procedure of drawing money from the contingency fund of India was laid down decades back, and that was a money bill. Got it? You haven't got it? See, today there is a contingency. Farmers are in distress, you want to give them money for which you didn't budget. It costs you 10,000 crores. Unforeseen. You have to take care of farmers. So 10,000 crores I have to give you. You know how? I didn't go to the parliament for it. Now there's the parliament there. But 30,000 crore rupee corpus is their contingency fund. Won't it be the oddest if you have to get the parliament to give you the permission to draw from the contingency? Huh? So why did you have the contingency? You have the contingency because you need to deal with the contingency when parliament is not there. So a bill was passed some decades back which said that when there is a contingency, the president could tap into that via somebody. Yeah, he authorizes somebody, he taps into that, let the parliament come back, and the parliament will do what it will do. You know, you tell the parliament this was the condition under which we had to draw. Please allow us to retrospectively sanction that, and then that much of money, take it out of consolidated, put it back into the 30,000 cup, refill it, bring it back to the original level. So all that at some time in the past was laid down. That was a money bill. So for a contingency, for you to get into a contingency fund, that question came. That was a very tough question. Generally, such tough questions are, out of 15 questions come from the constitution with polity, etc. You could count on 2. You know, from our preparation, you know, our books and talks and all, you should be able to handle 75-80%. Let's get into money bill. Taxation, borrowing, custody of consolidated, and then putting money into the consolidated contingency public account, and custody, etc. You know, a lot of words are used here. Nobody knows the meaning. I think they have borrowed it from somewhere without understanding what it means. Please go into 110 and, you know, a lot of repetition. So I'm trying to summarize it for you in such a way that it's easy for you to understand. Taxation, borrowing, custody of consolidated contingency public account, putting money and drawing money from consolidated and contingency, certain audit matters related to certain public sector companies. Don't say public sector companies, company is something else, public sector entities, plus, calling a certain amount of expenditure as charged. If you allow me, I'll go into the charged bit and expecting that to come in the exam. Means, you know, if there is a list from where the examiner could draw, this will certainly be there, charged expenditure. Listen to me carefully, I'll simplify it. You know, details you can always read while sipping chai. You need to get the perspective and the framework in which you sort of, you know, this thing. So what is this charged? Remember one thing. I'm the government of India. She is the RBI. I told RBI, go get me some money. She floats paper. You know, we know all. So the people who have to give you lakhs of crores of rupees, their confidence depends upon the repayability. So there was a money bill passed, not money bill, it's there in the constitution itself, or if it wasn't there, whatever. So basically, I borrowed via the RBI 100 rupees. That 100 rupees I have to return with interest. Can the Lok Sabha say, no, don't return? Will you lend me money if Lok Sabha has the power to say, don't return? So it is charged expenditure, which means that Lok Sabha, the Parliament, Lok Sabha, they don't have the power to vote on it. They can discuss, why did you borrow this much, this, that, you've been very wasteful, profligate, you know, all that. You say what you like. You have to give me that money. It is guaranteed amount, which is what is called charged. Okay, CJI is asking questions not expected of him, you know, in the given climate. Will you stop his salary? Why don't you clip the salary he's getting? His salary is some, you know, 2 lakh odd he gets. You know, President gets 5 lakhs. Vice President maybe 4, Governor 3.5, he gets about 3 something. It's there in the books. So why are you talking so much? I want to clip your salary to 2.5. What is this CJI? Why should you get more than your brother judges? After all, you are first among equals. It's okay, the word C, the letter C is there in your name, that doesn't make you the chief. So let me size your salary down by 25,000. What's the reason? Because he is, you know, commenting in a manner that you may not be liking. So, his salary, all that charged. You can't touch it. It's charged. That means certain expense, presidential salary, governor's salary, all that. That amount is charged, number one. Part of it is by the constitution and part of it by a law. Number two, not every charge amount is from the constitution. After all, you are setting up an institution and that institution has people and expenditure and you set it up now and that expenditure you want to charge. So fine, do it by making a law, money bill and all. So charged expenditure is that which cannot be voted upon in the parliament. In the parliament means, money bill, Lok Sabha. It can't be voted upon. It is guaranteed. That is to ensure a lot of objectives like the government's fiscal credibility and the independence and effectiveness of the constitutional and statutory institutions, all that. So that is charged expenditure. You please turn your computers on and hold me accountable for what I said. Charged expenditure. You ask me whatever question you like. Take your time because it's a hit list. It's there. The big book, it is there, all the details. And please, this book is meant for first year BA. So that when the leaves you have, so that you feel, this is my game. After that, when the comfort levels rise, you go to the big book and you will love it. This is, to ensure that you feel comfortable. That is the reason. I don't know if I mentioned this in these leaves. I don't know if I mentioned. Maybe in passing, but not in detail. Because, you see, what happens is, I treat you like children. You get a little scared. There's that. So the idea is to calm you, enthuse you, and then put you in the battlefield through the big book. That's the idea. So charged expenditure you find?
We can add anything to the charged expenditure, like, because we are not...
See, there is women reservation, post-dated check, whenever it will come. Lot of things, ifs and buts. Point is, to ensure that women reservation should be kind of brought in, they set up a commission. And the chairman and the members, the commission, their salary, charge it. Charge it. Yeah? That's your question, no?
But my question, follow-up question is that, isn't it giving government kind of uncontrollable power because it can add anything to charge to it?
Which is good. The more you keep certain bodies' expenditure charged, the more your incapacity to interfere. Isn't it? CJI is talking what he wants. I take my hat off to him. Because his salary is charged. Imagine his salary is contingent on your moods and his behavior. Will he get his salary? I gave the example of you being the RBI going to the market and collecting a lot of money. The guys who give you the money, please tell me, will they give you the money if there is no provision that the money that they give to me, the money that I have to return to them is charged? There is no debate there can be. There is no voting. Why should I, okay, you gave me 100. Why should I return? Show me. This is an epic book from ancient times. Show me. Where is it written that I have to return the money? I'm the government. So charged expenditure makes the government's fiscal credibility, yes, stronger. And independence of the institution. Lokpal is there. The chairperson has to do a lot of things the government may not like. Charge. Supreme Court, High Court, CAG, UPSC. But I must surprise you now. Election Commission expenditure is not charged. Election Commission. expenditure is not charged. Why? Am I accountable? You see, it's not charged. Election Commission, if I tell you what all things it misses out on, you won't believe. How do you remove the election commissioner? By a phone call. You see? Election commissioner removable by a phone call. Number one. After retirement, can he take up a job? Any job he can take up. And then how is he appointed? No collegium, nothing. Of course, collegium is a separate thing. And removal, I'm talking about election commissioner. President removes. Removal. It's not charged. Post-retirement, there is no constraint on his taking up any employment, whatever. So, lot of things about the election commission are missing. That's another, thing. So, now you got the charge thing. I don't think you will ever be confused about it. So, charging a certain expenditure. You find them in any bill, only them. I want to draw recourse to red. Only 110. The bill should have only this. Then it's a money bill. Otherwise, it's not a money bill. Look into 110. The word only. Only. Yesterday also I have shown you in a graphic exclusively. So money bill is something that contains exclusively the provisions of 110 and nothing more. Nothing more. So what's the procedure for passage of the money bill? I'll simplify it for you. Whatever I say, that's all there is. I'm simplifying for you. There is nothing more to it. Because your seriousness demands it, you look into the book. How do you get about passing the money bill? The summary of 109, 111 and 117 is what I am going to tell you now. Without the President's permission, you cannot introduce. Number one. Presidential permission means recommendation, whatever, he recommends. Presidential recommendation, number one. Introduction only in the Lok Sabha, number two. And then Lok Sabha votes on it, Lok Sabha votes on it. Discuss, vote and all that. Lok Sabha is yours house, so it's expected. Lok Sabha passes it. Then the Speaker comes into the picture. Then the Speaker says it's a money bill while transmitting to Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha's power is discuss, suggest amendments, not amend, suggest amendments. You know it. Suggest amendments number two, and by stapling and all that. 14 days you can delay. For 14 days you talk, and you recommend amendments. 14 days. Speaker is telling you by certain. Why is the Speaker's power there, you tell me? Don't make it into a Himalayan power. It's a procedural power. Don't say it to anyone. Keep it to yourselves. Dharmendraji, something can... Yes. Yeah. I have no problem. I know where I am living. See. But then imagine, you are in Gaza. Hammer. There is no hammer, there is no sickle, nothing. Suddenly you are out. You are not there. Yesterday I was watching. In front of that hospital, the Indonesian hospital, bomb landed. By now, I think they must have gone in also. So, get the presidential recommendation. Put it into the Lok Sabha. Introduce. The word is introduce. Don't mix up introduction, tabling, presentation, all that. Introduce. A bill is introduced. Introduce Lok Sabha. Talk. Vote. You vote it. Speak up. So when the Speaker's decision is final about whether a bill is money bill or not, what do you mean? Are you reading into Speaker's power? God? No. Rajya Sabha's part in the money bill is to be told to Rajya Sabha, this is your part, this is the money bill, you don't have the power of 6 months and rejection and amending, all that you don't have, there is no joint session, nothing. You want to suggest amendments, staple it, keep it for 14 days, after that it's considered passed. And most importantly, you see Rajya Sabha, the constitutional language regarding the Rajya Sabha is, you know what it is? Consider and return. It's not that you have to pass. Consider and return. So I'm sending you the bill, consider and return. You know? That is the, so you considered, returned. Then it has to go to the president, because the bill, money bill, when it goes to the president, the responsibilities of the president are different. Again, the honorable speaker certifies it is a money bill. So by certifying again, because the president can always say the earlier certification is for Rajya Sabha. If you don't certify it again, then I'll do what I'll do. No, you can't do what you'll do. This is a money bill, you will do what the constitution says. Because a money bill, when speaker certifies and sends it to the president, honorable president will have limited options. He can say yes, he can say no. He can't return it to the parliament. Why? That's because that power is confined only if the parliament passes it, Rajya Sabha, whatever. But then that's not the answer, that's not the answer. The answer is something else. I don't want you to be burdened with that. So the president can say yes, the president can say no. I'll tell you why. Returning the bill for repassage in parliament is not an option. I'll tell you why. You know? Okay, you are the Lok Sabha. You did not, I'll give you an example that will, you know, sort of be easy to comprehend. I'm the president, you are the Lok Sabha. The honorable finance minister introduced the bill, money bill, into the Lok Sabha without taking my permission. Can it happen? Anything can happen. A lot of other things have happened. In case you don't follow the procedure, what do you expect the president to do? What do you expect the president to do? Tell me. President will say no. What's the point of returning it? You never took my permission. Return how? So nobody is going to ask you, because you know what happens is, I've been teaching for a while and I have tigers and lions like you. They'll pounce on me if I don't break it up properly. So I spend time, you know, thinking about the rationality behind all this. Yeah, it's very interesting also. You will get into IAS and you will stop studying. Yeah, because, isn't it? Your studies 24/7 will be till you find the name there. XYZ, this. Yeah, then all your books go to your sister, your brother, etc. Whereas I love also. So in the process, I come to know certain shades of the law, constitution, which escape the attention generally, even by the mightiest. Yeah, because you are a finance minister today, tomorrow she, day after she, you know, you'll go. Even the CJI won't. Why will he know, you tell me? He has to know criminal law, civil law, corporate law, to an extent international law, constitutional. Is he a human being or is he a generative AI? You know. So the point is, you are also expected to say, when the money bill goes to the president after being passed by the parliament, the presidential options are confined only to yesing and knowing. That's all. He doesn't have the power to send it back for repassage. I told you the reason. Basically procedural. I can't give you examples. I know examples, but I can't give you because it's not necessary. The idea is to, you know, sort of keep you calm, understanding. So the honorable speaker certifies that it is a money bill before sending it to the Honorable President, because once the certification is made, it is an indication to the Honorable President that your options regarding this money bill are X and Y, you don't have Z. But then I think you will certainly ask me in a chorus, does he have the power of pocket veto? You know pocket veto? Pocket veto is when the bill goes to the president doesn't have a time limit within which to say anything. So the president can keep it in his pocket and forget about it. And the rules are different there, and he has that power regarding every bill. No bill you are told sign before in such and such time. So when there is no law saying to you sign within such time frame, what do you have? Pocket veto. You can keep it till the end of time, the entire tenure of yours, you know. So, that's about the passage of the money bill. That's about the, can I go to the court questioning the speaker's finality in a certain bill? Why not? The court is there. Court is there. But court is right now looking into it. But there are problems there, and earlier the Supreme Court verdict, if you read it, it's as if, a lot of enlightenment, meeting Buddha. Now, the same feeling you don't come out with. Leave that aside. So this is the money bill, the content and the process of passage. Have you got this? Or do I wait for a while? Consolidate for a minute. I'm around.
What happens if the president rejects it? Procedure is repeated again.
Rejection is rejection. Rejection means that the death of the bill. You want to have it again? Come back with another bill. Follow the procedure, or ask the president, sir, why have you? He will reject. It's the substance of it. I'll tell you something. All this hasn't happened. Okay, income tax rate is 40%, highest rate. And you told the president, sir, we are introducing this money bill where we want to raise the rate to 45. I'm giving you a wild example. And then when the bill is passed, the 45 becomes 55. It doesn't. Because that's a convention that whatever the rate that is proposed in the money bill, that rate cannot be convention. You can't ask for it to be raised, you can ask for it lowered or abolished. Yes? So, procedure example, I've given you simple example. Sir, in case the Honorable President's recommendation is not taken and the bill gets introduced and passed, in which case, sir, the President can only reject it because of procedural reasons. Then the whole board will get up for you. Even in the thing when you are in the main examination, you won't be asked all this. In the prelim, he'll ask you. In the case of a money bill, the options for the President are, generally the student community, the aspirant community, what will they say? Go and check. In this Mukherjee Nagar area, you go and check. 99% will say, he himself recommended the introduction of the bill. How can he say no? How can he have the power to reject? Yeah? All of them will say that. But 1,000 things can go wrong. If he is asked to recommend, even then he can reject it. Because in the process of passage, something must have gone wrong. Isn't it? Procedurally, okay, you are there, Lok Sabha. You say, sir, you put it to vote, and then people said, yeah, people said no, and the speaker said, yeah, Yas have it. Sir, in my view, Yas did not have it. Please take a electronic count. Then the speaker says, no, sit down, and the bill gets passed. President is watching. How? Whenever the member says take, the division it is called, you have to. Procedural lapse. 1,000 things procedurally can go wrong. Substantively nothing goes wrong. What can go wrong substantively? So basically this example if you gave, in the preliminary, I told you, Mukherjee Nagar you go around. Is after the passage of the money bill in the parliament, when it is sent to the president, what options does the president have? Can he reject? No. They'll chase you out of the colony. if you say he has the power to reject. That is the power, isn't it? So, please look up, see Article 111. Those of you who are Google, devotees, but Google is going out of fashion now. Something else has come up. So, 111, where the passage details are laid down, there it is very clear. It's clear, of course it's clear. If you read the Constitution, it's clear. Constitution can't be speculated. Constitution has to be studied and understood. So, money bill, you 100% okay on the money bill, I'm sure. Nobody can trip you on this. So that's money bill. Now you come to the electoral bond thing. Electoral bond. So what's finance bill? Very simple. On the 1st of Feb, we'll all be there. You don't watch because I will watch. So finance bill will be there. Finance bill. Finance. What's finance bill? Honorable Finance Minister will come. 11 o'clock she'll get up to speak after the leave of the House is granted. She speaks. This lady speaks a lot. 3 hours. She imagines herself to be a teacher like those days on the campus, and she speaks a lot. Oh, if she sat for the IAS exam, she would have got into the top. She speaks a lot. That is part A, where she says, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, this. And then after that, part B comes. Part B is the finance bill. In that finance bill, taxation proposals are there. Nothing else is there because the finance bill happens to be a money bill. Finance bill is a money bill. Finance bill is a money bill. It has only taxation proposals. Put new taxes, alter the existing ones, reduce the rates, change the slabs, all that. So finance bill is a money bill. It contains taxation proposals. It is part B of the budget. Part A being macroeconomic initiatives and other financial details. I'm doing this for organic farming. I'm doing this for women. I'm doing that for farmers, this, that. So finance bill is the bill that contains taxation proposals, which is part B of the budget, which is annual financial statement. So what do you know now? Money bill, a shade of which is finance bill. Now what is this 117? Follow me very carefully. Red. Blue. I'll get to blue. This is an ordinary bill. Ordinary bill. Ordinary bill means not a constitution amendment bill. Amending the constitution is a separate game altogether. We are talking of legislative bills here. If a GST bill is there, amending the constitution. That's not a money bill because that will be this is a constitution amendment bill. That's on a separate pedestal altogether. Even if it has only tax matters, it will never be a money bill because you are amending the constitution. You are not touching the tax matters based upon the Constitution Amendment Act 101 GST. If you pass a bill related to taxation, that will be money bill or whatever. So this Constitution Amendment Bill, wherever you have a certain level of, inquiry, interrupt. Ordinary bill. Remember, this is ordinary bill. This ordinary bill, I'll give you an example. In Delhi. Delhi is much better than Haryana actually. I've come to this area. Oh, it's so much better because the farm fires and all much more there. Delhi is polluted, critical and all that. We are wild animals, we will survive. But others are finding it tough. Delhi is critically polluted. So the Delhi Assembly, let's say Lok Sabha, Delhi Assembly, but okay, India is critically polluted. Lok Sabha, a bill can say pollution is this and that, we are setting up this institution, we are importing technology from Israel and America, etc. We are all out war against pollution, and we are also imposing a 5% anti-pollution tax on the builders. Yeah? So it's an ordinary bill against pollution, but it has a taxation provision. So there is an interface. Oh, this is money. Okay, this is money bill. Ordinary bill. There is an ordinary bill about pollution, but it interfaces with the money bill because it has a provision for imposition of tax to collect money, to punish, to restrain them, and to collect money for. So this will be a financial bill. In other words, any of these provisions of the money bill, any of the provision, there is an ordinary bill is red, let me see. There is an ordinary bill in which there are elements of money bill. Element, 1 element, 2 elements, 3 elements, 4 elements, all elements. It's an ordinary bill. You got the point? Here. So, ordinary bill having, interface with the money bill, like the example I have given you. I'll give you one more example. In 2009, we passed a bill, civil nuclear liability law it was. There will be a nuclear power plant. We took it from America, GE. We imported it. And then Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited operates it. God forbid, if it blows up, a lot of people will be impacted. We are guaranteeing this much financial expenditure to insure them. So what are you doing here? You are charging certain expenditure as a guaranteed amount that will be used to rescue compensate the people who are victims of the nuclear power plant. So it's an ordinary bill about the nuclear, that civil nuclear, all that, ordinary bill, wherein there is a provision from the money bill that a certain amount is set aside. You are charged, guaranteed. So, once again there is an ordinary bill having a provision from the money bill in it. That makes it financial bill. So, in one line, if I have to tell you, financial, not finance. Yeah? This is finance. This is finance. This is financial bill, 117. Financial money bill, 110. So financial bill is one where it's an ordinary bill which also has provisions contained in 110. So it's a money bill plus financial bill. Money bill, whatever there is in the money bill, plus what? It has to be ordinary bill. Money bill plus ordinary bill is financial bill. Only money bill is money bill. Only ordinary is ordinary. Money and ordinary together is financial. I hope that formula okay. Money plus ordinary is equal to financial bill. Money bill, ordinary bill, both of them if you have in a bill, that is called financial. Please don't in a hurry say finance bill. So financial bill. I gave you one example where I told you about the tax being imposed on the builders. That's it. And I gave you one more example, financial liability on the part of the government from the consolidated to help the people who are victims of the nuclear accident should one take place. Yes? Now what is this? I've said here A and B. I've just now defined for you A. Yeah, A. This is A. This is general financial bill. In that, the examples I gave you are A examples. B example I'll give you now. B example. B example would be, follow me carefully. Carefully means, like you always do. B example, financial bill B would be, there is an ordinary bill. That ordinary bill has one link with the money bill, specific link, which is, so this is the ordinary bill, I should use red. So, this is the ordinary bill, red circle is ordinary bill, in which there is CFI, which is money bill. I'll give you an example. That example is ordinary bill. Lots of bills are financial bills B. Somebody in the Lok Sabha, research man, he told me, you want to set up a university. You want to set up a global university for artificial intelligence. If this idea is given to our Honorable Prime Minister, he'll do it this evening. He'll tweet fast, whether he'll do it or not. So, global university for artificial intelligence you want to set up. Okay, we'll set this up and it'll be headed by this, lots of professors, foreigners, India, all that. And because of the commitment to this, he will say 100 crores are being allotted to it, those 100 crores of rupees are charged. That is, 100 crore you have to give it. You have no choice. It is charged. That's the law. You see? So, when you say you are charging it, I'll come to that, give me a minute. You are not charging. Let's get the example, you are not charging. So, 100 crores of rupees are to be spent on setting up the global university for AI. Won't you be drawing that from Consolidated Fund of India? No? Yes? Are you not drawing? Where else will you draw from? There is only one source of money, that is the consolidated. There is a AI university coming up and that will take 100 crores of rupees and that will come from? So any bill whose passage will mean outflow from CFI specifically is financial bill B. Very simple. Yeah? But I also told you it is charged. I also told you it is charged, if it is. If it is charged, it will be both financial bill A and B. He told me. But then you see, this is super specialized. If there is someone who retired as the Secretary General of Lok Sabha, specializing in financial legislation, sitting on the board, he will ask you, can a bill be both? The odds are very remote. So don't burden yourself with that. Just get clarity on what is A. A is ordinary plus anything in the money bill. What is B? Ordinary specifically after its passage, money will have to come out of CFI. Yeah? Now that you have two types of financial bills, if you are calling them different bills, you must also prescribe different procedures for their passage. No? You can't call it A and B. Procedure is same. So how can it be A and B? Procedure is different. Please follow me carefully. This question came for 15 marks some years back. Can it come again? 1000% it can come again, going by the mood of the UPSC. They are not into politics, for God's sake. You know, now I am talking about financial bill A, B. A, what is the procedural uniqueness about it? There are two things which are unique to it. One, for the financial bill A to be introduced, it has to get the recommendation present. Introduction only in Lok Sabha. Full stop. Rest all is ordinary bill. Yeah, rest all is ordinary bill. Don't ask me this or that or this, nothing. Rest all is ordinary bill. So what stands out for A? Precedent, recommendation. And you can put it only in the Lok Sabha. Introduce it only in the Lok Sabha. Yeah? This is Financial Bill A. Financial Bill B is the funniest thing I have come across. I have no hesitation in saying you'll agree with me once I tell you why I find it so funny. I have no idea why, what mood these Constituent Assembly members were in. Can we understand it by learning the historical context? See, it is like this. You know, you people are very smart. You may suspend your smartness because you are preparing for civils. That's another thing. But you can open up. I'll tell you. See, how is the bill passed? Through three readings. First reading, second reading, third reading. This is called introduction. This is called consideration. This is called voting. This is Lok Sabha. This is Rajya Sabha. In both the houses, you go through three readings. You know how they have complicated it? The passage of this bill? Please tell me the logic of it, because I trust you 1000%. You know what is the uniqueness about the Financial Bill B? Before the commencement of the second reading, consideration, in both the houses, the recommendation of the President is required. You guys would have suggested something much easier and still standing out. That is why, you know, there are moments when young people are required. Okay, assembly and all that, they have a lot of knowledge, experience, all that they have, but certain points they trip. You got it now? You know, you go to the President, you go to the President. Before the commencement of consideration, that's reading, second reading, let the President recommend, let it go through, then only it will go through. And you've gone through Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. The only thing unique about it is that before the commencement of the second reading, which is the consideration, in both the houses, the recommendation of the President is required. Here it is required. Then if you have a sigh of relief after passing it in one house, either house, in the second house also before the commencement, what logic can show me that it is justified? You please tell me. It is tougher than this. In both the houses you require. Some zombie must have. Who it is? I don't know. Please tell me, you know, tell me. That is the, specificity in the passage of Financial Bill B. Yeah? So, this is Financial Bill A and B, that was Money Bill, this is Finance Bill, and now there is another bill we need to understand. Appropriation Bill. Appropriation Bill. Appropriation Bill is, Appropriation Bill is,
Sir, if a financial bill is charged, as you said, like then,
see,
if
if it is charged, it is Financial Bill A. Charging is only the CFI outflow and the ordinary is B. Rest all, if you link up with the money bill, it is A.
you gave the example of charged as in when it is both A and B.
So if you say this is the kind of money that will flow out, 100 CR, and that 100 CR is charged, outflow means B, charged means A. So unless you conform to the rules of A and B, somebody may go to the Supreme Court, which is nearby. So there are times when you call it A and B and follow the procedural formalities for A and B. Just to be legally safe, that's all. Just to be legally safe.
But in case, if it is not passed, then it is charged. So how can we...
No. You take 30 seconds more. Take your time. No, actually, yeah, because you want to know, you want to be clear psychologically, it's worth spending 30-40 seconds more on that. Have you understood what I told you? That's it. Don't go beyond that, please. Don't go beyond that. Just remember and, understand what I have told you. But remember, I have also withdrawn what I told you. It can be A or B. Then I give you the example of Secretary General retiring and asking you which is, outside chance, no chance at all. So, I cut that out. Now, when I show you the graphics and leave you alone for a minute or two, you become the boss on money bill, finance, appropriation. But how did it go horizontal? It happens. Taxation matters, borrowing, CFI and all that, expenditure, appropriation, you want to take money, you want to charge an expenditure, and then certain audit matters. This is all there is. If you write like this, the examiner will bless you like you can't believe. But if you reproduce all the language there, which is absolute, it's not even, it's not borrowed. Borrowing is never so blind, it's copy-pasted. God knows from where they got it. You look into that language, the research person in the Lok Sabha Secretariat told me, the man who deals with all this, sir, there is no sense in all this. 110. So to make sense out of that, you need to have some experience of what's junk and what's not. This is what filters after you've applied sense to the article. Custody. I asked him, what is this word custody? Then you know what he told me? He told me, today the custody of the consolidated is in the hands of the Parliament, via the Finance Ministry, etc., Parliament. If you want to transfer the custody of CFI to RBI or any other dedicated body, what insanity is this? I think they must have borrowed it from somewhere, unthinkingly, hurriedly, and we are the victims. So, I've done what I've always dreamt of doing, simplify. You know how simple it is? Finality. Can it be questioned? He won't ask you. Remember, speaker is a sacred institution. We cannot comment on the powers of the speaker. We have to give him 100% respect. Never, ever question the speaker. Never. Anti-defection law, you can say speaker being a member of the party that generally rules. It is suggested by the Supreme Court in many rulings that the power of going into the defection disqualification be given to some other body, not speaker. That you see what's happening in Maharashtra? Understand this first. Yeah.
If we go to court against the speaker's decision, the court can change it.
You see, generally, court can change it. Why not? They're going into it. Of course, I remember Kehar Singh, former CJI, saying, if the speaker says green is blue, we will tell the speaker green is green, blue is blue. You go black and white. You see? So, but now let him say this, I don't think so. Take your time, digest it. Nothing is running away anywhere. Calm 2 minutes is equal to, sort of 2 days in a hurry. Calm, very calm. Love of all this, love. If you begin your answer in the interview about the finality of the speaker saying, sir, the Rajya Sabha and the President have to follow certain procedures, sir. Speaker certification helps them follow the procedure, sir. If you say that, then the member will be, he'll be quite relieved. So let's have the 117, Dharmendra ji. It comes with a lot of symbols. This is financial bills in the Indian Constitution. Okay, you could take a look. You got the FAQ also, no? Please have a look. There are procedural differences between A and B. A is presidential recommendation, Lok Sabha, like the money bill, rest is ordinary bill. B is that, funny thing, that is B. B is an ordinary bill for all practical purposes except this difference. A is also an ordinary bill for all practical purposes except the two big differences. Take your time. 30 seconds. The next graphic you will love it, but that will come only after you have digested this. Don't make it into a technical nightmare, for God's sake. Simple thing, simple. Simple, yeah, very simple. Yes. Can I? Yeah. Type 2, but type 1. I think there is some mix up. This you've come to the powers of the Rajya Sabha financial bill type 1. It was a fact. How could this become a table? You made it. Why? Bring the fact. Yeah, but that was very nicely done. Take your time. It's intact now. It has to be. Bring. No, bring. It's intact, na? Yeah. Because it is compact, it doesn't spill into 3. It's 1. Flows nicely. Because there's a bit of anarchy is here. Takes you time. Because I thought it came nicely. Definition, uniqueness for A, uniqueness for B, role of Rajya Sabha, all that very clearly. By now, of course, you are very clear on this.
How can Rajya Sabha reject the financial bill type?
For financial bill A and B, Rajya Sabha has full powers. B 100% equal, A the only element of inequality is it gets into only Lok Sabha, that's all. Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. A, first it goes to Lok Sabha. After that you are equal. Got it?
Like after passing it in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha has a say.
Everything. No, please. For A, presidential recommendation for introduction, Lok Sabha. That's all. Introduction in Lok Sabha. Equal. Introduction in Lok Sabha. For B, both of them are 100% equal. For A, you stand a little special because introduction is only in you. The introduction, how does it matter? It doesn't matter. So, but technically speaking, presidential recommendation and introduction in Lok Sabha is where A is separate, and for B, on every detail equals. Yeah? Got it? Yeah? Take your time. If you take 2 minutes, you have done it. Rather than going into this, that, 2 hours, 3 hours. If you give me the green signal, I will move. Yeah. Don't, give it so much of importance. There is a money bill, ordinary bill. An ordinary bill with everything else in the money bill becomes financial bill A. An ordinary bill whose passage will see that the money comes out of CFI B. For A, present and LS, rest is both are equal. For B, that's all. Why am I insisting on knowing this 117? Because I know the UPSC, they have exhausted the routine questions and they have to get into little, testing type. So this is one. So Dharmendra ji, if it's difficult, you can stop that. Got it? Okay. Otherwise, these people have become champions now. Yeah?
Can you explain the word deadlock in the joint session? Can call for a joint session?
Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. What's a normal procedure? If there's a deadlock, 6 months are gone, nothing has happened, joint session. The President may, joint session. You made certain amendments not acceptable here, joint session. You rejected, joint session. So in case of a deadlock between the two, a joint session resolves it. That's a normal procedure. So here he is saying it's not a money bill, it's a financial bill. So joint session is on. On a financial bill A or B, both of you don't agree, I'll bring you together, push it, see what I can do in a joint session. Yeah? That provision is there for 117 financial bill A and B. That's what it said. Can call for a joint session if there is a deadlock with the Lok Sabha. Yeah? Simple. So I'm sure you are now rock solid on this.
Can you explain this point, how the Nuclear Damage Act is under category B as well?
See, category A and B, where is it said, case study, this is type B.
You gave it as an example of type B, that is clear.
So, you will say this is money bill, this is the ordinary bill, and because it has guarantee, it is A, because that guaranteed money will come out of where? But then you will further, after the class, when you reflect, you will, Hare, it could have been A itself, why B at all? Then again, then you will recall me, he told us to be doubly safe on the legal front, nobody should go to the Supreme Court and kill the bill, this thing. they take double care to see that it follows the procedures of A and B. That's all. You know, understand this as a benchmark. In other words, you understood, not only you understood this, having understood this, a lot of other stuff falls in place. Your comfort levels jump up on that. Yeah. It's up to you, Dharmendra ji. If you have it, it's okay. Otherwise also it's perfectly fine, because, you know, we'll ditch, move on. If it's there, because I like the look of it, you know, visually. Oh, see, financial bills, 117, this. Type 2, this. Powers of Rajya Sabha will come. But you don't need anything now, bosses. Powers of Rajya Sabha, you know, so whatever powers it always has, it continues to have in this case. Ordinary bill. Presidential powers, that funny power he has for B, and the recommendation power like the money bill has for A. Case study this, that's all. That's all. Okay. Now, this is done. So let us understand the budgetary process. I want to go into the budgetary process. Discuss? Very simple, it's a money bill. Any bill which draws from the CFI is an you know what is appropriation? Tomorrow you are the collector, 100 rupees are there for you, and the procedures are that take 10 rupees and build a road. You have taken 10 rupees to build a road. What have you done? You appropriated 10 rupees. Yeah? So appropriation is what is legally authorized. Drawing that money and spending it is called appropriation. So there is a CFI, okay, there is a CFI, you want to take money from here, it's a money bill. Any money bill which is for drawing money from the CFI is, that's it. And you must have thought this is appropriation bill also, but then you thought maybe not. That maybe not has to go. Yeah? Whatever strikes your mind, you know by now, intelligent mind, that's the answer. There is no other answer. So whatever you imagined is correct. This will come to, not yet. Not yet. Let me talk first. Yeah. So we are getting into, you know,